You know, today with the global recession going on, everyone's had to really rethink what their priorities are, where you're putting your money, where you're putting your efforts. And we've done a lot of research ourselves around, it's not just about surviving the recession, it's getting yourself prepared so that when you come out of the recession, you're in a better place than you are right now. You have to make decisions about where you're going to double down now so that you can win later on. We've looked a lot, and in fact, even internally, let's say, to start with, where we've talked to our managers and said, what are you worried about right now? And almost universally, they're saying, how do I make my numbers this month? How do I make them this quarter? How do I make them this year? And you got to do that. You've got to stay in business if you want to survive and go win in the future. And we think about that as, under a phrase, optimizing for today. But what we're trying to bring as a marketing community is, what are you going to do to make your numbers in 2012, 2013, and 2014? We call that build for the future. And we think that marketing and all the senior leadership in the organization needs to be thinking now and making the tough business decisions around funding and strategy on what you're going to do to build that out. And within General Electric, the two areas where we've said we will not back off on is around our innovation, our development of new products and new things that we can bring into the marketplace. You'll look at things like Healthy Imagination we have out there, Eco-Imagination out there, and a vision that our Chief Marketing Officer, Beth Comstock, has really brought around the business and really championed for us. It's around gold standard marketing. We want General Electric to be the gold standard in business-to-business marketing, and so that's a big thing that we're working on. So the idea of gold standard marketing is really a vision. We're not sure if there's an endpoint out there, but if you look at our organization, probably merely any organization that's in B2B marketing, it's really a underdeveloped but yet very strategically important capability for any organization to get. And what we've done is we've actually gone out and kind of done a little bit of the science behind it, actually a lot of the science behind it, and have identified an equation around what does it take to become the best in the business. And we got these pockets all over, and we think the industry has it all over, but no one's got it kind of all pulled together. So the way we describe it is with what we believe is a simple equation around, to get better informed business results, you need the best marketing skills with the best trained people with the best kind of prioritization of what they need to work on between now, building for today, and building for the future. So in a nutshell, what we've spent a lot of time on my first year in the job is, what exactly are the modern day skill sets? How do you categorize them? How do you track them? How do you rate people in organizations to get that? And so we've really spent a lot of time on building this gold standard vision, and we now believe actually we have the model. And within GE, we're actually in the process of piloting it right now with real business units to see it come to life. One of the key things, if we're going to achieve this vision of gold standard marketing, if we're going to come out of this recession better equipped to help serve our customer needs than ever before, is now that we've kind of figured out what we'd like the vision to be, how do you implement it? And networking and social networking is certainly a big buzz and a big topic both for today and going forward in the future. Make no mistake about it. If we were to do this gold standard vision and say, leave it, no one will put it on a book anymore, but it's all going to be online. But if we didn't do something to connect it with the business and the people, it wouldn't get anywhere. So our mission is, we need to make it real. We need to go out and teach the businesses by working on real projects with them so that they can see better results. And now what we're finding is, we had to develop a network, and we're calling it MarkNet, where we developed an internal, we don't call it a social network, we call it a professional network, where within the GE firewall, we've taken kind of the best of, YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter, put it all together, and we now have a network for marketing professionals within GE. So you can be someone who works, let's say, for our oil and gas business in China, and you can post a question, and someone who works in our healthcare business in Milwaukee, or our aviation business in Sao Paulo, or wherever, independent of geography, business, or level, you can set up kind of an expert and a mentee relationship to help people get the answers they need for the business. It's the way the world is moving. We are becoming more in a network world. This is the way that we're going, and it's a pretty important initiative for General Electric.